Igbos should stop complaining. They have they have marginalized themselves. They have greedy leaders. Meanwhile, the leader of a INRI Evangelical Spiritual Church, Primate Elijah Yodele, has revealed that Igbos are responsible for their marginalization due to the greediness of leaders in the zone. The statement signed by his media aide, Osho Oluwatosin, Primate Ayodele stated that the Igbos should have produced the next president or the Senate president, which is being debated at the moment, but the inability to be united has made them lose out on the juicy positions. He explained that the Igbos are problems of themselves and they have lost political credence in the country due to the division caused by greedy leaders looking for positions. Speaking on what they need to do for their lost glory to be restored, Primate Ayodele advised them to be united in order to have relevance in the incoming government. Sincerely, Igbos should be the next Senate president. They should ordinarily have become the next president of Nigeria, but they are the problems of themselves. They have marginalized themselves because of desperation for positions. Igbo leaders are almost responsible for the suffering of their people. They have shown greediness, desperation, and betrayal at the expense of their king's men. The Igbos have lost the political credence in the country, and it will take a long time before they recover it. If they are not united, they will be behind in this government. They won't get anything tangible. Good and fine. The most important thing is the welfare of the people. Now, as Nigeria as a whole, why is it that Nigeria is still backward? Let us even bring it together, because this issue of a getting position here and there from a one region or whatever, I don't even see any benefit to that, because we have seen it in the history and we are still experiencing it. Those who have had positions here and there, of what use is it to their people? Is it just for leaders to just get positions and be recognized? Then what about the welfare of every Nigerian? Now in the north, what is obtainable there? There are people there, their leaders they are blaming the people because the people embrace Islam. They are blaming them for their illiteracy and backwardness. How can you say you are on top, you are the one leading, your people are the aim of affairs, and yet your people are backward, illiteracy, insecurity, poverty, whatever you can think of. So what are they using all those positions for? Because if you want to get it, I've always said it, what is the essence of somebody getting a Senate president? How will that put food on my table? How is it that what is the big deal that somebody is a president from my region? How would that put food on my table? El Shibaju is a vice president. In some few days now, he will be out of the position. Let's speak for now. He is the vice president. What has is been the vice president contributed to my life as a person in Nigeria? Nothing. Nothing. Why is it that Nigeria is there's multidimensional poverty in Nigeria? Nigeria is the headquarter of people living in abject poverty. What have the so-called leaders done? It's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. Man of God, indeed, you are a problem to this country and an agent of disappointment or jeopardy. Check yourself and see if you are preparing or you are destroying. God will bring into judgments. Is it God that sent you this one? Prophet of God, speak the mind of God. I don't know whose mind you are speaking. Tell me which tribe in Nigeria that doesn't have greedy leaders, tribal sentiment has brought shame to you. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. And I queried and I, I, I would like it. I queried the statements made by Buhari when he came on board in 2019, telling the Kano people that he has fulfilled his promise. What is his promise? Because three people got a appointment or ministerial whatever from that this thing. So of what use is it to them? Nigerians cannot feed. You guys are not saying anything concerning the policy they are taking. This one that Ayodele said, I just believe that he's talking. This one, he didn't say God told him, because maybe at times the people make mistake. If somebody who who calls himself a pastor, a prophet, anytime he says something, you believe that it is just all about God. But one thing is that they are unable to separate it. I don't know whether because they want to get this accolades or this respect or whatever, that God is always speaking with them. We know what happened in the Bible when Paul will say, when he says some things from his own mind, with what he feels, he will tell you this is what he feels. That is not, this is not what God told him. He will definitely separate it. That is how he sees it. And when God says something, he said, oh, this is the mind of God. But these guys will not even try to separate what God tells them and what they feel as a people. And before you know, everybody, anything they say, it's all about, okay, God told them or God asked them to say that. Well, the Igbos have bad leaders, just like a Yoruba nation have bad leaders. Why all this hate for the Igbos from a supposed man of God? If the Igbos are the problem to themselves, how does it concern you? One thing is clear, the Igbos are not the worst off in the suffering your principal Tinubu and his Fulani friend Buhari has visited on Nigerians for the past 8 years and the years to come. Leave Igbos alone. Igbos are baby politicians. They need to learn the acts of governance. That is true. It does not even look like your words. You said it as it is. Their leaders is their problem. So the problem they get for Nigeria now, you cannot feed yourself 2 times or 3 times a day in Nigeria. You are complaining about the high rising of the commodities and what have you. Things are expensive. Your salaries is not increasing. You don't even have job. Some of you cannot even pay your children's school fees here and there. So is it the reason? Is it because of Igbo leaders who are greedy? That is why your life is like that. They, leave the main thing and be pursuing what is not relevant. If they don't get position in their region, so be it. Let them go and fix it. But the problem that you have is this as a result of Igbo leaders not even cooperating or not even working together for themselves. The same set of people now, they will tell you, oh, only Igbos, oh, that they weren't supporting Peter Obi. Was how he gets his many votes. But now they will still come out and tell you that they don't work together, they don't support themselves. But that being said, okay, after they know they get it, they are baby politicians, good and fine. So now, you as a person, are you proud of Nigeria? Is this as a result of Igbo leaders who are greedy that is making Nigeria to be backward? So ask yourself pertinent question. Leave your comment down there below and let's have your take.